cooking skills are stuck in a rut, we're here to help.
If your kitchen has seen better days, we'll show you how to fix it.
We'll give you recipes, hacks, and the confidence to own your kitchen again.
Oh my God!
This is Sammy and Bella's Kitchen Rescue. We're on our way to meet Vanessa and Greg, and they're having a bit of trouble finding common ground when it comes to food.
They're trying to save a bit of money for their future family, so they're living in a really small flat and they're quite short on space. Hopefully, we can help them out.
My name's Vanessa, this is Greg. We were recently married and we live in a very small apartment.
Hello. Oh, hello, guys. Hi.
We eat very differently. I try and steer away from breads and grains and love my meat, whereas Vanessa's basically totally opposite.
I am pescatarian, so I don't eat any red meat or chicken. And I love bread and dairy, everything that Greg doesn't eat.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
This
how
is
are you?
cozy.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, very
A lot
cozy.
of space in here, but
tight.
it's enough for the two of you, right?
It is.
Okay.
Just.
Just. Show us the pantry.
Pantry.
Yeah.
Back here.
Okay.
Isn't it over here?
Well,
What?
there's two pantries.
There's two pantries. Okay.
It's divided.
Okay.
Okay, show us this one.
Okay, so you've got the canned goods and bits and pieces in there.
Okay.
And more bits and pieces in there. Oh, it's very noisy.
Okay, how do you find stuff in there?
Yeah, it's a bit of
I didn't
a
even know that really existed.
search and rescue.
So these are the two pantries right here.
And we've got a small section back there.
Oh, so there's three pantries.
three pantries.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mixed-use cupboard.
Yes. Okay. Tools
Tools.
that I can clean up. And then we've got
Surfing stuff.
surfing buckets.
Yeah, that's
Surfing
some.
buckets.
Yeah, it's got all my booties, spare fins,
Oh, muchos importante for the kitchen, yes.
leg
Okay.
grows, wetsuit, just in case.
All right, what about this thing over here? Because is that normally a pantry? What is this?
That's like a utility cupboard.
Storage. Okay.
Storage. Yes.
Hang, is this
Examples
someone-
of this jumper. Where do you keep all your pots and pans?
Just over here.
Makes sense, next to the stove, that's good.
Hang on a second. So, like, do you need like a torch or something to go in and find where they all
Oh,
are?
come on, it's not that bad.
Does it stop you from cooking because it's hard to find things sometimes?
It's just quite time consuming.
You'd have to pull things out
Exactly.
to get to the back. And, you know, you've got some nice pots and pans, so...
Yeah, there's a lot of cool gadgets in there too. We're so excited to rescue your kitchen. Not only do you have a small space and you kind of need a few storage solutions, but I would also love to inspire Greg to actually do a little bit more cooking. Because I feel like, Vanessa, you need the night off from time to time.
That'd be nice.
That's takeout, no.
We need to overhaul Vanessa and Greg's chaotic kitchen to maximise their small space. And we're going to do our best to give Vanessa a break by getting Greg to cook more often. Right now, we're taking them to Kitchen Rescue Central to inspire them with some delicious French cuisine.
We're cooking a cassoulet, which is an amazing nod to your French heritage, but it's also going to be a vegetarian version. So it's perfect for both of you to eat. It's going to be gluten-free, and then you can easily pop some fish or some meat with whoever's eating what.
And we're making it in the premium all-in-one cooker, which is great because it's space-saving too. All right, so we're going to get straight into cooking the beans first. We are using dried cannellini beans. So we're going to measure out a cup of these first. A few bay leaves for flavour, peppercorns, and then we've got some of these porcini mushrooms. Have a smell.
Yeah.
So they're going to add a lot of flavour to this dish. Okay, so finally we're going to add in the vegetable stock. All right, veg stock is in. So it's really simple. We're just going to pop the lid on. And it locks. And then we're going to set the bean function on pressure cook. And off it goes. That easy.
And while that's cooking, I'm going to get onto the veggies. Now, I know that chopping loads of veggies can take almost forever, so a quick time saver for you guys is to use a machine like this. So I've got a hand blender and it's got an Opti-Chop attachment. What it does is it chops the veggies and they fall through the little holes, so they never get mushed. All right, So can you see that's all beautifully chopped without actually going mushy? So there's going to be a nice texture to the cassoulet as well.
Okay, so the beans are finished cooking. And then we're going to grab our non-stick bowl from the Premium All-in-One. And we're going to make our roux next. So we've got a nice bit of butter. Now we've got this lovely stuff here, which is cassava flour. It's gluten-free. We're actually going to be using this to make our roux base for our cassoulet. And I'm going to get you to give that a stir until it's nice and caramelised. Yeah. Oh, smell that butter. So we're going to add in our veg next. Vanessa, you can do that. Look at you two cooking together.
They're so cute.
Yum. Okay.
Looks really good.
So they're pretty cooked down now, and I think we can add in some of the tomato and thyme.
Yep.
Then we can add in our beans that we cooked earlier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
So the beans are in, and I'm going to set it now to the low temperature on the sauté sear function for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll eat it.
Beautiful.
Yes?
Yeah, can't wait.
Awesome.
Right, it's been cooking on a low temperature for about 15 minutes now, so all the flavours should have really melded together. And I really hope that we've made your heritage proud with our French vegetarian cassoulet. So let's serve it up and see how it is.
Looking forward to it.
Beautiful.
All right. Those beans look delicious. All right. Do you guys want to try it?
We do.
All right, just be careful because it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are the beans?
Lovely.
Are they the best beans you've ever
They are
had?
the best. Perfectly cooked.
It's delicious.
They're so creamy, aren't they?
They're good for a vegetarian dish because it's got the butter in there for that extra depth of flavour, and then those beans cooked from dry is the best way to cook them. If you've got a recipe that calls for softened butter, but all you've got is cold butter from the fridge, we've got a great hack to help you get that soft butter in seconds. All you need is 2 pieces of baking paper, a rolling pin, and a little bit of aggression. Okay, and once it's smashed to a thinner layer, it's going to come to room temperature a lot quicker and you're ready to use it.
So you guys were actually a little bit tricky because, Greg, you don't eat seafood and you're gluten-free.
Yeah.
And you're pescatarian, so no meat for you. So coming up with some ideas was a little bit tricky, but I think we've got some fantastic solutions for you guys. This Spanish-style wet rice is great because it's a vegetarian base, and then you can add any protein you want to the top of it. Best thing about it is that it's made all in one pot, so there's no mess in the kitchen, because I know how much you guys hate cleaning up.
Who does like it?
A sofrito is a flavour base for so many Spanish dishes, and that's what we're going to make here, and it's really nice and easy because we can blend it all up. So starting off with some tomatoes, smoked paprika. It's so flavourful and so delicious.
So how much is that?
Okay, it's a very technical kitchen term called eyeballing it.
Okay.
So it's something that you just learn as you go. But for the sake of it, I reckon about 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Lots of garlic, that's going to add a lot of flavour. And lots of fresh herbs as well.
Beautiful.
So we've got chives and parsley. Just rip off the tops like that.
Perfect.
All right, so just shove the herbs in, and don't worry, the hand blender's going to do all the work for you.
Great.
All right, some olive oil too. And we mix. Do you want to do the honours?
Perfect, yeah.
All right, that looks perfectly blended now. And the great thing about making a sofrito is that you can make extra for the freezer as well.
Great.
So no washing up means we're cooking it in the premium all-in-one cooker, and we're going to pressure cook it, so the rice is going to take no time to cook at all. We're going to add in a cup of the rice first. Greg, I might get you to do that. Can you be trusted?
Okay.
Yeah?
That enough?
Yep, okay, that's about a cup. Perfect. We're going to add the stock into it. So we're using vegetable stock, of course, but it's good to cook rice with stock. It's a great way to add flavour to the rice.
Okay.
Pinch of salt, yep.
Is that a pinch?
That's like a quarter of a pinch. The big difference between restaurant food and home food is usually at home we don't season our food enough, so you can put a bit more salt in.
Vanessa would like that.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to add in some saffron.
Yeah. Very fancy.
Yeah, let's pop it all in.
Okay.
Will give us that nice Spanish-style flavour. Perfect.
And The sofrito.
Yes.
It's like the god of flavour in there.
Now we're going to put in the sofrito. Smells good, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
So let's get that all in there and we'll give it a nice big stir.
Okay.
Now give that a good stir,
Stir it, yeah.
just to evenly incorporate it all, and then we're
Yeah.
going to set that to cook. All right, that's all nice and stirred through, so we're going to get rid of the spoon and we're going to pop the lid on. I'm going to show you how to set it to cook. Okay, so it's really easy to set. We're just going to hit pressure cook and do the preset for rice and risotto and start.
Cool.
And after it's finished cooking, it's going to let us know, give us a couple of beeps, and
Yeah,
we'll
wow.
release the pressure. So it's going to be very quick and easy to cook. And to finish off, we'll add in some peas, a little bit of olive oil and some lemon. It's just about finished cooking, and we're going to release the steam now and serve it up.
Great.
Cool.
And the lid actually won't come off unless all the pressure has been released, so it's really safe. Smells good. Okay, so to finish off, we're going to add in some frozen peas. Okay, so you just want to stir the peas in and they'll gently cook through the heat of the rice. We can serve this up.
Perfect.
Great. It's amazing.
Fresh, healthy. It's pretty good, huh?
Amazing.
And I think you can put a couple of wedges of lemon. Okay, and a final drizzle of olive oil. Now, you guys are the taste testers after all. You need to tell us what you think. And if you approve, I think we're winning.
Great.
Good?
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Rice is cooked perfect.
Yeah, of course it is. I cooked it.
Not that I cooked it.
Oh, well, I don't know, actually.
The premium all-in-one cooked it. It was neither of you.
Okay.
Of course.
So do you think this is something you guys could make at home?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Pretty
Vanessa could
quick.
do this for sure.
Oh, Vanessa, what about you, Greg? You did it all. That was all you. You should be very proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a quick hack to elevate a classic brunch favourite.
Everybody loves Eggs Benedict on a Sunday morning for brekkie, and we're going to show you a great hack for a cheats version of hollandaise. I think Vanessa is going to love it. We've got a couple of egg yolks. I'm going to add some lemon juice to that, a pinch of salt. Get it nice and fluffy.
Very slowly drizzle in some good quality unsalted butter. And it needs to be warm but not searing hot.
Look at that hollandaise. It is so thick.
Oh my God, that's
Hollandaise
amazing.
texture. Every Frenchie worth their weight in butter knows that butter makes everything taste better. So we know you guys are really busy, and this recipe is about making 3 really easy flavoured butters that you can keep in the freezer and then slice it off and add instant flavour to pretty much any dish.
Yeah, so think about adding it to chicken or fish or vegetables, whatever you like. Every weeknight meal, you can have a burst of flavour.
Perfect.
Great.
The first butter is made with a classic French spice mix. Now I'm going to try and pronounce it. I know you're a French teacher. Tell me if I'm wrong. 4 épices.
Oui.
Oui. So the spices that go into that classic French blend is white pepper, ground clove, ground ginger and ground nutmeg. So before we mix it into the butter, we're actually going to toast off the spices to get a little bit of flavour.
Do you always toast the spices before you put any other ingredients in?
Most of the time, yes, but there are some cases, for example, if you're grilling or barbecuing, you can put the spices on raw and the actual grilling or barbecuing technique is going to toast them for you. All right, so the spices are toasted, so literally all we're doing is we're popping it into a little blender so we can mix it with the butter. And as you can see, the butter that we've got in the hand blender is already softened, so it's going to blend up really nicely. So all you want to do is grab the blender and mix it together. Oh, that smell.
Smells really good.
Spices are amazing.
Yeah, nice.
Yum.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, we've got this lovely soft flavoured butter. We're actually going to lay it out on a piece of baking paper and then wrap it in cling film. So then you can actually freeze that, and when you need it, you can just cut off a nice little round and pop it on top of your veggies or your steak or whatever you're eating that night. Okay, so we've got our softened butter on the baking paper. Now all we want to do is fold over the top half and just press it down. And as you press, you sort of push it into the butter and try and form it into an even log. Okay, so we twist the edges, fold them over nice and neat, and then you've got a lovely log of butter, just like the restaurants.
Very nice.
And then with the cling film, just to sort of put it in for storage, we're going to wrap that up as well for the freezer. And there we go, that's our first flavoured butter.
Cool.
Lovely.
Okay, so the second butter we're going to make is a classic south of France pistou. So we've got some beautiful basil, some parmesan cheese, olive oil and a garlic clove. And you're actually going to be forming this one for us. Okay, so just get the spatula and just pour it out onto the baking paper first, and make sure you want to keep it all in one sort of area.
This in one big blob in the middle?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, I don't want to waste any.
I'm sure if you do, Vanessa will lick the bowl.
Okay, there you go, darling.
You got a taste test.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah, good. Okay, so from the top, you want to fold over towards yourself.
That's it.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, and then seal it down there in the middle.
I often use kind of like the side of your hand, like that part there.
Yeah,
to
like
push
that?
it back.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got it.
Good
Keep
work.
pushing, keep pushing.
How big do you want my log?
That's perfect now.
Okay, so we've made our two lovely French butters, but now we're going to create a harissa butter. So it's got a little bit more kick, a lot more spice in there. We're going to start off with some garlic powder, some ground coriander, chili powder, smoked paprika, which probably is my favourite spice in the whole world. And we're going to finish off with some cumin seed. So we're going to give them a quick toast just to get the flavour going.
Kind of looks like ice cream.
It does look a bit like ice cream. Yes.
You got it. Oh, you got it. She's doing good.
I actually think these flavoured butters are a great way to impress guests when you've got them coming over for dinner, but there's no stress and it's a real wow factor.
Makes things a lot easier because we can prep it earlier and it's good to go.
Exactly. Greg loves meat, so we've got a great hack for him to be able to do beautiful pulled meats any night of the week, and it's really easy.
That's right, it is all done in the pressure cooking function. It actually cuts the cooking time down by about 70%, so it's really quick, really easy, and you can do so many cuts of meat. We've got pork shoulder, chicken thigh, even lamb shanks or beef chuck.
Looks delicious. It's going to make some great pulled pork rolls. And I think this is a great way for Greg to be able to add meat to his vegetarian dishes that he eats with Vanessa.
We're back at Vanessa and Greg's, ready to overhaul their cramped kitchen.
It's a small studio apartment with a tiny kitchen, and Vanessa and Greg have done a good job, but we've got a few tricks and tips up our sleeve to make this a working, efficient kitchen.
Let's get cracking. So we've got our cleaning section down here, and it's a little bit untidy and it's hard to clean when your cleaning cupboard's untidy. So we're going to neaten it up with some extra shelving.
Stuff falling everywhere.
All right, wardrobe for storage.
And pantry for food. Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's perfect.
They're gonna love it.
All right, guys, come on into your new kitchen. Okay, so you look scared.
Very excited.
Excited? So we've got
It looks the same.
so far looks
So
the
far.
same.
Ah!
Yeah, cool.
So now, with very little
cool.
space, you guys can do all of those one-pot dishes.
Wow.
And especially the vegetarian things with the beans, because it cooks beans from dry so well.
Yes.
So I think you're gonna love.
Slow cooked meat.
Yes, of course. So you can actually pressure cook it so it's ready a lot faster for you as well.
All right, guys, we've redone your pantry. When we walked in it earlier, your pantry was a wardrobe and the wardrobe was a pantry, and everything was a little bit mixed up. And when you're clean and organised and tidy, it's a pleasure to cook. So we're hoping this really inspires you. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Wow.
Isn't it
So
pretty?
different. Looks really good.
And then all of those legumes and pulses and grains, which is so perfect for the gluten-free diet and are so nutritious and are going to work so well in the all-in-one, are all here on display, ready to inspire you in the beautiful jars.
No, it's great. Really good.
Amazing. I love those jars, they're beautiful.
And then down here, we've got separate sections. So all of these actually pull out really easily. And I've got breakfast items here, baking goods, rices. And
Stuff we
you've
use
got-
every day.
Exactly.
Very good.
And then we've got a few more bits and pieces down the bottom. But also really important is the pots and pans. They used to be buried in that corner cupboard, no man's land, some dark hole where they just disappeared and were never used. And now all of the pots and pans are really easy to reach and perfect for cooking.
Before they were just buried and you couldn't see what was there. So now that we can actually access it and see it, and
It will probably be less wasteful and more creative because we'll actually be able to see what we have. So it's
definitely.
great.
So Greg, seeing this, does it inspire you to get in the kitchen?
yeah, it does actually. No, I
So
like
much
it.
fun. I'm so happy that this is going to inspire you to cook. Everything's within easy reach, and when you come home, fling open the doors, see what's there, and just taste everything before you've even cooked it.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, thank you.
Yeah,
Anytime.
We'd really like to thank Sammy and Bella for all the amazing recipes and for giving us really easy instructions. Look, all the dishes were really good and really helpful. I'd say my favourite personally was the mushroom cassoulet.
Yeah, I like that, but I probably more preferred the Spanish wet rice. It's just a good base for me to work from, and then I can add in, I don't know, chorizo or pork or any sort of meat, really. Bacon.
Our small space is definitely far better organised and we're really excited about having our kitchen rescued.
Thanks, Sammy. Thanks, Bella.